It's well worth any farmer having the chat with the Forest of Avon about tree planting. The more variety and change you've got, the more it'll help the variety and change in nature. So hopefully one's got a knock-on effect on the other. I'm Richard Brinson. I'm a tenant farmer for the National Trust, a fencing contractor and contract grazier for the National Trust.
This was sort of the first hill from the channel, so it's been a lot of rain, so it was everywhere else. Apart from this summer was very bad, very, very bad, very dry. All I want is grass to grow.
Yeah, I work closely with the National Trust. We speak a couple of times a week, I would have thought. It's quite key that we work together so everybody gets what they want out of grazing.
So Rich helps us manage our ancient grassland. So just behind here we have Crook Peak, which is a calcareous grassland. It's a really valuable rare habitat, and one of the main ways that we manage it is through conservation grazing. But as we've been working with him and thinking about it, we realised that actually this land could be doing a lot more for nature, and that's why we started to look at agroforestry and wood pasture and how different planting and grazing can work complementary. One of my colleagues clued me into the Forest of Avon. So one of the first things I did was get in contact with Lewis and invited him to come down and have a look at the site. And from there, we built the project pretty much in partnership.
The Forest of Avon National Trust, they mapped out all the trees. They went through and put stakes next to where they were and everything else. Yeah, it's just easy enough, really. Like, you know, they done most of that work, to thinking out of my head.
That weren't now. The cattle would just trash a lot and it'd just be loads of tubes and dead trees everywhere. So it's quite important to have the fencing until everything's established up. Once it's all grown, the cattle leave them alone, then take the fencing back down and everybody's happy, really.
For the business side of things, it's more about the well-being of the animals, really, in my view. After this summer we've just had, been absolutely scorching hot, I thought it was a good idea to have more shaded areas. Hopefully that'll encourage some extra vegetation for the animals to eat. Business runs on how well the cattle do, depends on how well my business runs.
When Rich and I first started having conversations, I think one of the main concerns was around maintaining a good amount of grass. I like to think about the nature benefits first. Rich thinks about farming benefits first, but when we sit down around a table, those two things kind of balance out and we're able to come up with a plan that works for both of us. One of the things I've loved about working with the Forest of Avon is how relaxed and flexible the approach has been, almost like a partner rather than a funder that's kind of disembodied that you never get to talk to. So it's definitely a relationship that I'd foster and want to work with them again.
I think that's the main benefits I'm looking for. Giving cattle the variety. We've split most of the grounds up using hedges to allow us to mob graze the ground better. Obviously when the hedges are more established, they'll allow shade and shelter for the cattle as well. We should see a far better level of forage than what we do at the moment.